should leave podcast in 2024. Absolutely, bro. Breeds nothing but stupid arguments that nobody needs.
WNBA should be canceled. Ho can't dunk no ball, can't none of them bitches jump from the free throw line. Yeah, I hate them WNBA hoes.
If you look around at Spotify, Apple, Amazon, whoever else, they'll let you know that the podcast boom gold rush is over. So if you have one, you better do your best bet to protect whatever brand that you got. It's not too many opportunities out there anymore, but sometimes the biggest problem is you. The NBA podcast Club 520 has blew up overnight this year. It's taken my favorite point guard from my favorite team, the Atlanta Hawks, Jeff Teague, and it's boosted him into a new stratosphere because he is not taking a hard look at his NBA career. It's just him, his two buddies, and they be talking about hoops. Now they cover culture too, and they don't really shy away from the topics. They honestly have a conversation that reminds me of going to the park with the fellas. But that nonchalantness has totally backfired on them because they decided to bring somebody who I never ever talk about on any platform, Charleston White, onto their podcast, and he shot any momentum that they had right on in the foot.
About it, like regardless of that conversation, because I think it's stupid. Between is a better player.
Want to see I think Angel Reese really don't want to play basketball. I think she want to see a.
Nah, she trying to look, Chuck.
She come out too sexual.
Already, this discourse is probably some of the stupidest discourse I've ever seen in my life. This is why I don't believe that Charleston White is a figure to promote or put on any platform. Obviously, people are going to write it off as some sort of comedy. He's a comedian or whatever, but I'm sick of that excuse in 2024, and we need to take that into 2025. Stop using the excuse that they're just a comedian as a way to justify people saying the most ignorant shit. But luckily, they can try to save this, correct?
I think she's just trying to make sure she don't look like a dude. Like she's trying to keep it like she's trying to brand outside of basketball. Yeah, like I'm a woman. I like men.
She tapping into that whole side. She tapping into that whole side of it.
No, she not. It's so many. It's a WNBA player that look like me and you. So she's trying to make it seem like
more girly.
Yeah,
she's trying to make it more like you can still be attracted to. You ain't got to be left-handed to play the W. Basically, what she's saying.
It's a Charleston White and a BN on the FIFA right there. Ooh, she's trying to switch the narrative, bro.
I'll take that, dude.
And they dress it like this.
I'll take that. But I still think she need to do OnlyFans, like Shaq said. She need to dunk in her panties.
Now, if it wasn't enough that he criticized Angel Reese for her.
She need to dunk in her panties.
Now, if it wasn't enough that he criticized Angel Reese for her appearance off court and what she. If it wasn't enough that he criticized Angel Reese for her appearance off court and what she does with her brands and her sponsorships, and hell, her just being a young 20-year-old woman expressing herself on the internet. I don't know what y'all think other 20-year-olds dress like. When you were 20, they were dressing like that. Me being in my 20s, they dressed like that. It's not crazy. But then, as friends of the shows and wants to be sponsors and wants to collaborate with the WNBA more, the Jeff Teague Podcast Club 520 decides to kind of try to reel it back in and say at All-Star Weekend, we can have conversations with them. But Charleston White takes an already deep hole and continues to dig it even deeper.
Shout out to the WNBA, man. All-Star game coming soon. We trying to tap in. We need it back. It's in NAP too. You got to pull back up the W All-Star game, man.
You can go sit down and talk to him about that.
Man, I ain't finna watch no hoe play no basketball.
Come on, man. We gotta go.
I ain't finna watch no hoe play no basketball.
This
ain't got nothing to do with the podcast. They can't dunk. Can't none of them jump from the
They
field.
are dunking now, though. It's a couple of them. You gotta watch it, bro. You gotta tap in. Like you know, Juju Watkins.
Man, we need an OnlyFans WNBA game. Then I tune in, but I ain't finna watch them long leg women run up and down the court with them, with them knees. Yeah, man, with them knees, them high knees. Them ain't no knees.
At some point, Jeff Teague looks mad uncomfortable, and that is my guy, but this is a big foible on him. This is actually disgusting work. Now, I don't have any sympathy. I'm not gonna make no excuses for these guys, because obviously this clip is a really, really, really bad look in its entirety. It's disgusting, downright insensitive, especially as people that say that they want more WNBA players and creators on their platform.
I'm trying to have us at the WNBA All-Star.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, that's your take.
Hey, now BN will never defend the WNBA, so for him to do this, I love this.
It's amazing to me how they would allow such disgusting takes continue to go on for a long time. There was no validity into anything that he said, but even if you wanted to comedically joke about some of the things WNBA related, then it doesn't call for them being called hoes. I don't know. Maybe this is that sort of dark humor that I just don't get. Not to get on my soapbox for too long, if we're talking about criticizing the WNBA, I wonder if later on in that clip or later on in any other clip did they go ahead and criticize the NBA for its falling ratings and other mistakes and mishaps that they're having in their own league. But I digress. The reason why I have no sympathy for the Jeff Teague Club 520 podcast is because simply they decided to upload the video. Oh my gosh, it's not a live situation. I know they do a live morning show, but this has got to be the fastest way for you to kill your platform. Not understanding your audience, not recognizing what's right from what's wrong, stopping it in the moment, or even if those things do carry on, not uploading it at all. But this has to be one of the bigger mistakes of the Jeff Teague podcast or any other podcast by bringing Charleston White on there in the first place, because honestly, Charleston White is not a person to platform. He says the most damning things and they have the most edge of society people laughing about it as if it's some sort of joke or funny or pushing it off as an edgy comedy.
Have you ever put your hands on your ex-wife?
No.
Okay, thank you. So all that shit that you talking is
I done
cap.
slapped the shit out of my baby mama.
Huh?
Yeah, I done slapped shit out of my baby mama. Driving. Yeah. Hell yeah, I done open hand slap the shit out. Yeah, hell yeah, I slap shit out of my bitch.
No.
That's my bitch.
No.
So if you're having somebody on your platform like that and you're willingly opening up yourself for that type of scrutiny, when you know you have a litany of sponsors, potential podcast guests to come on with that will for sure take a stand and say, hey, I won't be on your platform anymore, I think you deserve everything that comes to you. And I get it. You want to make a clip in order to separate yourself from the rest of the pack, you know, push the boundaries or anything else that's going on. But for somebody who has a podcast that doesn't feature somebody as big of a star as like a Gilbert Arenas or a LeBron James or hell, even a JJ Redick, Jeff Teague has made sure that he's carved a name out for himself in the basketball space and made himself a mainstay. He's not Matt Barnes. He's not Steven Jackson. He's not any of these other big names that have podcasts from the playing days perspective. But for somebody who was a one-time all-star and played for a team like the Atlanta Hawks, he has become a staple in the community of basketball podcasts. But hell, now you've opened yourself up to think pieces that may or may not have credibility to them, but they are warranted for the actions that you took on your platform.
There's nothing that was said during that podcast, nothing that's been being said on Black Twitter and on Black TikTok that is being productive anymore at this point. Like, this conversation is just gonna start the cycle of everything that we talk about every 60 days. Which is somebody talks about a Black woman in their body or a decision that they made. And so then that leads to a conversation about how much sex people are having and calling people and whores and degrading them for making their own decisions with their bodies. And then that turns into a conversation about, oh, this is why I don't date within my race. And this is why I'm not starting a family and blah, 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 blah. And that leads to a whole conversation about Black men. And then that turns into Black men talking about their mental health and how nobody cares about it. And I'm going to be really honest with you. It's likely that people aren't taking that seriously because y'all cause so much damage to other people because you're hurting on the inside.
And to be honest with you, I gotta agree with her. And I've been echoing these sentiments for a long time this past year and years before. But a lot of these conversations lack context, lack actionable items, and then also lack the work put behind it that needs to be done in order to raise, elevate, and change any situation or circumstances. There are players with serious people.
I don't know, buddy.
Serious people with players, and at the end of the day, nothing gets done, but the person who started the clip gets another 1 million view video out of it. Nobody can take anybody seriously. Nobody wants to get the crux of the argument. Nobody wants to know why people feel these ways, because podcasts, radio, television, even commentary channels perpetuate these same stupid cycles with these same tired conversations with no real solutions or action items or work put behind it. You go on Twitter and you see every single day a new divisive conversation being brought to the forefront without any sort of substance. And people know what they're doing at this point. Hell, they're getting paid to do these things at this point, because all it means is engagement. All it means is continuing to put these bad actors in the forefronts of these people, in which the bigger brain can put advertisement dollars behind it and have the sheeple buy things based off of whatever hyperlink that they click. And speaking of the bad actors, Charleston White caught wind of all the backlash and decided to take to the internet and give his, it's not even worth 2 cents, his doubloons worth of opinion on the matter.
I think the WNBA should be canceled. I don't believe a bunch of bulldigger bitches is supposed to get no sponsorship. Yeah. Treat the WNBA like they used to treat the Negro League. Make them play outside on the blacktop. Don't let them hoes in no stadium. Yeah, I hate the WNBA. Hoe can't dunk no ball, can't none of them bitches jump from the free throw line. Yeah, I hate them WNBA hoes. And I can't stand, I like Caitlin Clark. I like that Lily White woman. Yeah, give a fuck about no WNBA bitch. Yeah, all them hoes doing is sucking pussy in the off season. Bulldogger ass hoe.
See, this is why I don't talk about him on my platforms. And this is a very rare occasion. Really, it's about how a podcast on a meteoric rise.
I don't care no more.